What's going on, guys? We're going to go over a unique tactic that's perfect for that new objective. And this is the objective where basically it's golden goal and you need to win, I believe, 25 out of like 36 matches or something. But it's golden goal. But this is why this formation works, because you can attack down one side. Now, this one's been in my arsenal for some time. I'm going to go through it. There's going to be no code here for this one. So because you have to really understand how this one works. Now, on the left-hand side, in possession, you're basically going to have no one. The whole idea with this formation, whole premise is that you're attacking down one side. Now, you can flip this formation. You can make it attack on the right-hand side, or you can make it attack on the left-hand side. It's completely up to you. But the idea is you want to create an overload of players. Now, I'm going to try to insert some clips in here, but you can just see, just on positional play, have a look at how many players I have against my opponent and how many players they have. There's just too many of my own players for my opponent to mark. And this one will give you an opportunity to score a goal, especially in the objective. It's a very good formation. But of course, you can still attack down the left-hand side. I'd probably recommend using a player lock. We'll go over that in a second. But I would probably, of course, advise you to attack down the right-hand side. So let's see how it works, the structure, right? So for both the two strikers, we have an advance forward, okay? You could actually put, so this one over here, you leave an advance forward. You can actually put the opposite side on Poacher. They'll be making those runs in behind. And you'll at least have the player on the right-hand side standing still. So that way, they're still making those runs, but you know they're in the best place. They're not always running in behind. They're also there for the 1-2s, okay? Now, the second striker, advanced forward, as I mentioned. Now, the cam. Now, this is important. You want to put a shadow striker here. So I've done that bit card, for example. So that bit card, that new evolution I did, 94 rated, incisive pass, he would be perfect for that cam role. Try to get a Shadow Striker + here for the best movement. For an example, I've tested this with Wanyeri. So Wanyeri can also play as that player as a plus, as just a regular Shadow Striker +. It works very well. Now, the half winger, this is the most important player on the pitch. Now, this is some insane evolution that I did with 99 acceleration, 90 sprint speed. He can play cam, CDM, centre mid, and striker. You're going to need to find a player that can play half winger here. I can guarantee you'll improve in FC25. I have an FC25 School Series, but before you skip ahead, what if I told you I can guarantee you'll get better, or if you don't, I'll refund your money? I can say this because I've been running my school for many years and thousands of people have joined and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you the theory of something and showing you gameplay examples in a structured format, unlike my YouTube channel, which is just all over the place. We also started a series from Division 10 all the way to Elite Division, showing you every single game from Division 10 to the Elite Division, basic gameplay, so you can copy it and see how to get to the Elite Division so easily. The video is on a progressive systematic learner system, teaching you everything from the core mechanics to the meta so you can get better as a whole, with explanations that go beyond the scope of even my YouTube channel. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FC. Patreon.com/NoGuys, or click the link down below. We upload videos every single week with adjusting to the new recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date and ahead of your competition. Now, when you join, we have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube videos, in fact, with new FC25 videos getting uploaded on a regular basis so you never run out of content. The biggest mistake people do is they spend thousands of dollars each year on FIFA points thinking this will make them a better player, but it won't. But now it's time to make that change. And don't forget, I guarantee you'll improve. And if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That's the NoGuys guarantee. Click the link down below in the description, patreon.com/NoGuys. Okay, now in terms of half wingers, don't forget also an objective. There's a certain requirement on what players you need to, I think it's like 86 or whatever. There's only a few finite players that you can use. So if you are going to use this formation, be very tactical on who you choose. I believe you can use someone like Donovan. They could have just a regular plus. It's not the end of the world. But what I would say is try to go with ++. This is a formation you can even use in a normal game as we approach towards team of the season. If you're sitting here right now and you're rank 1, you're a rank 2 player, you're going to love this formation from attacking down one side, okay? Now, the CDM, one of the CDMs, I'll explain how it goes defensively. So on deep line playmaker build-up, okay? So they're going to sit in the middle. The connect between the cam and the CDM can be a bit too far, but that's why we're attacking down the right-hand side. But this player is there to receive the ball, but this player is also in the halfway line space, right? They're going to be at the right place at the right time. This player is more important. Now, I've tried two variations. I've tried roaming. The good thing with roaming is they kind of veer around into that space. You've always got a passing option. But if you leave it on holding defend, they basically always stay there. So you're going to have basically, you could argue, 3 triangles to build up your play. It's basically impossible to defend against this because there's no setup that you can use that actually allows you to put so many players on the left-hand side. Like, you can choose an attacking layout, but you can't choose a defensive layout, okay? Then for the right back, you can go with attacking winger. However, I would say this is probably a bit too attacking for most people, that you can do that. But I think the wing back is a good appropriate balance. They're not going to cost you. So if you do lose the ball, at least you're not going to get destroyed. And also they're going to be there and ready enough for the combinations. The most important combination is this triangle over here and this triangle over here. You could argue, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on this side, most people are going to have is one CDM, one left back, and one left mid. So automatically speaking here, you've basically got minimum of 4 versus 3, best case 5 versus 3, and you saw that from the gameplay example. Now, the only player that I've done here is Mendy. I put him as a false back just to help reinforce the middle. You do not need to do this. You can put Mendy on a fullback defend on the other side. I just left him as a false back for 2 reasons. Number one, it pushes this player. Now, if you want to, you could do something like this, but the main reason why I did this is because number one, it forces this player here. Now, Bick doesn't actually play in that pocket what you think, but he's more on that side. It kind of forces him just a bit on the right-hand side, and that's how you get this combination. That's why I put a false back there. You don't need to use it. If you want to, you can literally just go with something like this. Fullback defend, like this, and have something like that. But personally speaking, if you really want to take the formation to its fullest level, you even use fullback balance. I put on fullback defend. Now, how do you defend? It's a 4-2-2. So at least if you don't have possession of the ball, at least you're going to be defending with a 4-4-2 or on a 4-4-2 shape with 2 CDMs. So at least on the defensive side, the only way, now if you're, this is only for the top tier players here, the only way you would probably concede here if you're a top tier player here is probably in this counter attack, but you're going to be able to run back in time. Or the other side on the counter attack. Counter attacks are the only way you're probably going to concede. For the average player here, now what you can experiment here is with this player here, you could actually go ahead and put them on wide half, defend. Now, I think it's probably a bit too much, but if you really are worried about that right-hand side, you could do something like this if you really want to. Personally, I think you're fine. But for those that are really worried about the counter-attack threat, I understand that, okay? So that would be the setup like so. Okay, very, very important. We'll go for a gameplay example in a second. Now, for the defenders, we've got defender plus plus. The only thing that I think is important here is wingback plus plus and half winger plus plus. If you can, get a plus plus. If not, just get a plus. Okay, so I'll show you an example, right? We're just going to do this in Rivals as an example. So, of course, when you're out of possession, you defend in a 4-4-2. So, what you're normally used to defending, if you play the 4-2-1-3 on a counter-attack side, it's going to be defending the same way. Now, what's important here is the attacking stance. Now, look on the radar. I've already got a mismatch. You see, look, it's impossible to defend because, look, you've got a player here. We've got this player as a half winger. And I said you've got this combination. So, when you've got these two players running, look, you cannot defend against it. If you really know what you're doing, you just do a bit of a player lock, go for the first time pass and bring the ball backwards. So from the wing play perspective, and those of you that are in the top tier division, if you're part of the Patreon series, we go through the pro example, how the La Liga player does this and makes use of the wide players. But you can see, look, there's always a player available. Even with a 5-back, look, you can see, and look, if that player goes out wide, it leaves Son, gives space Son in the middle. You see that? So even if you mess up here and you don't even know what you're doing, and let's say you're new to the game, you can't mess up here. As long as, so like obviously a left-hand side, look, if you want to attack down a left-hand side, you still can. I would recommend a player lock. And then that way when the shadow strike is transitioning, you can attack down the left-hand side. But obviously, the main attack route would obviously be on the right-hand side. And you can see, look, my opponent knows I'm going to go on the right-hand side. I'm just going to fire. I'm just going to hold the ball, rotate the ball around, and that's it. You see that? I've always got a player available. You see that? Whatever I decide to do, in possession, there's always someone to pass the ball to. So even if you're up against pressure, although I will not recommend this, but let's say in theory, up again, I'm going to build up again from a natural state. So let's say we got Kunde. So let's say, for example, like here, when I bring the ball forward, you can see, even if all the players are marked, there's someone available. You see, either the right back is available, or the centre mid's available, or I got the other centre mid, or I got the half winger that's always free. And that's why that half winger, you want someone that's got pace. So if you were, and let's say, for example, you know, I'm not this kind of person, but if you were to then do your Travellas, so you can actually use this formation to create an opportunity on the right-hand side to do a Travella, but you can also do it to help you inside the game and just attack down that right-hand side. And don't forget, when you're defending, you're in that regular 4-4-2 shape. You do have 2 CDMs. Okay, so we're going to show you an example now, a build-up example, right? So you can see, look, we've always got these 2 players free. As I said, it's a 5 versus 3. If I want to, I can just use these 2 players. I got Kadioglu that can make that run. Now you can see he's on a wing back. So you got attacking wing back. He's going to run back every time. And you can always push those players. See, look, I got a player in between a half space. Look, even if my opponent is absolutely trying here, I'm going down the same route every single time. He can't actually defend against it. You see that? There's always a player available, always a player free, and there's always a space that's going to be created. Of course, you're predominantly focusing on the right-hand side. You can flip the formation on the other side. Now, in terms of the depth, I would recommend counter because you want those players who making runs in behind. And the defensive approach, look, I play high, okay? But if I give this to you guys at high, I think it's too risky. Go with balanced. That way you're not too high up the pitch and you have some time to recover. Me personally, I play this on high, but I got to be careful because some people just aimlessly just copy this code without adjusting anything, and they're going to end up struggling. So you can also invert everything to attack on the left-hand side. You can literally just invert these exact roles, invert them to the other side, and you can attack down the left-hand side. So let's say, for example, your left back has wing back plus, and you want to do that, you can do that as well. Just invert the entire instructions. But I hope this kind of helped. To be honest, you could actually use this for a regular formation, or you can use this for the objective, the immortal for the Maldini. You can use it for whatever you want. You can actually use it during team of the season. If you attack down one side, it's very, very effective. I kind of figured this out when I was making a 3-5-2, because if you remember my 3-5-2 video a few months ago, I was trying to make a 3-5-2. And then the best way to do it was at a 4-2-2. And then I kind of just, I don't know, just experimented. I just kind of figured this out. And then something that I tried recently was with the build-up. And then I kind of figured this out. And I was like, oh, if I do something like this, can I attack down the right-hand side? And that's how basically all came apart. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next one. Peace out.